I find it a little bit fallacious for the USA to pretend that they're issuing a warning to William Samoei Ruto. I have tried to agonize about the warnings that the US keep on issuing, and I'm yet to be convinced that US could be ditching William Samoei Ruto. Sometimes after the wave of protest by Gen Z ensued, I felt like the US was about to ditch William Ruto because US will use and dump you. You are only important to them when you can help them achieve what I call their dreams in Africa. And William Ruto is the man that has been dancing to their tune. So today we are told about a phone call that was given by the US from the office of the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. And the main reason why Anthony Blinken gave William Ruto a call is in light of the protests that have been going on and the manner in which the police has conducted itself during the protests. And it is recorded that they were concerned about the police brutality and the way the police is killing people. They are making a lot of they're quite aggressive as they deal with Gen Zs. We know that people have died and they were dumped in some dumping sites, a case that has not been resolved. There have been injuries and attack on journalists, and I understand that they were even blocked from live coverage at the parliament buildings. And so this caught the eye of White House, and they contacted William Samoei Ruto. But I'm yet to be persuaded that White House can use their tooth and bite William Samoei Ruto. It is not yet. It has not reached that point where they can decide that they want to bite William Ruto. Because number one, William Ruto still cooperates with them, and therefore when things are bad, they are determined to ensure that William Ruto succeeds. And so I want to give you reasons, ladies and gentlemen, why Anthony Blinken is calling William Ruto now. Because in politics, the timing of everything is very, very important. And this is what I want us to look at, because it is recorded there that they had a lengthy conversation and they were really concerned. Number one, why I get concerned, because I'm trying to connect my personal reasons why I believe that the US can never bite William Samoei Ruto, and the reason why they called him now. Before we do this, subscribe to our channel if you are watching for the first time. Click the notification bell to allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. Please give this video thumbs up. Thank you for your continued and unwavering support. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in this mess because of the USA. There are people who, whenever I hear them talk, I feel very bad. When I see Meg Whitman or Anthony Blinken, when I hear that they are warning William Samoei Ruto, it is a fallacy. It can never be real. People like CJ Martha Koome, when people are killed and I see the office of the Chief Justice warning William Samoei Ruto, it is laughable. If you hear, for example, any office from the IEBC is telling you that William Ruto is bad, it is laughable. These were the people who ensured that William Ruto was given a victory. So USA has been part of the problem. They have never been part of our solution at any one moment. And I don't want to go back to history, but they've been part and parcel of this mess. If they hadn't interfered with our elections, William Ruto wouldn't have been in power. Let us come close to the events that took place immediately after the general election 2022. When Raila went to the streets, the people who worked hard to ensure that Raila retreated were the USA and the allies. And they are the people who aggressively convinced Raila Amolo Odinga to leave alone William Ruto to inject his energy to change what they called a plan, an economic plan. And they convinced Raila to go for the AU seat and let William Ruto be. That is the reason why up to date Raila is being bombarded with questions. What happened to the blood of the victims of people who died when you took them to the streets? What happened to the rallying call Ruto must go? It is a question that Raila has no answer. What happened to the cost of living talks that made people went to the street because they were saying they were looking for electoral and economic justice? What happened to them? It is a nightmare to Raila Amolo Odinga. He cannot convince anyone. They are the people who funded the NADCO dialogue in Bomas. They forced the two of them. William Ruto never wanted to talk. Neither was Raila. So US cannot come here. After giving Ruto his victory in a rigged election, they came up with another choreographed meeting. In that meeting, they were to dish out positions to Mudavadi and all that. Nothing tangible was talked about. To date, people are asking, why are they issuing warnings now? We've never had them utter any word when the Azimio protesters were being butchered and killed everywhere. Some of them being retrieved from their houses and tortured and killed. So what is so different from the people who are being killed now and the ones that were being killed? Because an atrocity is an atrocity. A crime is a crime. Why are they concerned? And that's why I'm telling you that no one can tell me that they are now warning William Samoei Ruto. As a matter of fact, US has infiltrated the Gen Z's demonstrations. And I will tell you why they have. You know, the US feels that the wave of protests will escalate to other African countries. Just like in West Africa, there is a new wave of coup d'etat, where people just sit down and they feel that if we cannot deal with the status quo democratically, then we will have to use unorthodox means to remove them from power. And that is escalating into the neighborhoods. So the US is worried that the wave of protest could soon get into. The other day you saw people, after the Kenyan Gen Zs began, we saw the same wave in Uganda, and in Tanzania it was boiling. All the other Gen Zs in Africa are saying that we can change the discourse of our country. So US fears that this could get out of hand. And that's why they are infiltrating what is happening. They want to be part of the intelligence. They want to know who is behind this and how they can quell it. Number two, the US understands that there could be foreign powers. I've heard some people say that they fear that the Eastern Bloc, the Eastern powerhouse, superpowers like China and Russia could be part or could infiltrate the protest. And so for them to avert, block, or be aware, they also are trying very hard to be part of it. So as a matter of fact, they are warning William Ruto about something that they're part and parcel of. So the main reason why they are calling William Samoei Ruto to warn him is because, one, William Ruto crossed the red line when he warned the Ford Foundation. You know, Ford Foundation is US based. And America would always want to deal with William Ruto in such a way that he's made to believe that he's the apple of their eye. He's their darling. But then they want to place checks and balances, those who are watching what is happening. And through, NGOs like Ford Foundation, they want to have Ruto being checked. And so when William Ruto started warning the Ford Foundation, they felt very bad. US loves themselves. When something happens to their citizens, their organizations, their companies, they will come out shouting. Otherwise, why should they be shouting now when people have died? This is not the first time people are being killed. They are doing this because of the Ford Foundation. They are also doing this for their voices to be counted. You know, sometimes when they get to the Security Council, UN Security Councils, they are being accused that they are perpetuating violence. Everyone now knows that they're the ones who sponsored William Samoei Ruto, or rather, they supported William Samoei Ruto. So for them not to be seen to be supporting the violence in Kenya, they have to raise their voices. Have you seen meetings where people just read, some statements so that it is written US wants Ruto and all that? I'm still not convinced that they're doing this in good faith. I don't think so. Number three, US understands that there is bad blood between them and Gen Zs and their supporters, the supporters of Gen Zs. And so they want to come back in good books. So what do they do? What do they do? They criticize William Samoei Ruto so that we can be over the moon and jumping, oh, US has ditched William Ruto, US has won, because they know it will be a feel-good kind of moment when people feel that US has won Ruto. Yet these are buddies, they're good friends. That's what I'm telling you, that it is a fallacy that has been exposed. What more will they do beyond warning? Nothing. For Raila to join William Ruto now, US has a hand in it. Anything that is happening to William Ruto, the US will always come. For Raila to nominate those four cabinet secretaries, John Mbadi, Wycliffe Ambetsa Paranya, Ali Hassan Joho, and Opio Andai is the minority leader. The US has a hand in it. That is why, when Ruto went to the US, I remember him carrying Opio Andai and Wanga, and reasons were given. But I believe that they had started talking long time ago. And that's why this kind of warning, to me, I'm not moved, and I'm not going to, okay, I could be wrong, but I still don't believe that US can warn William Ruto and bite and do something more than just warning. They called him, but I know much of the talks surrounded, what they always call that they uphold democracy. What democracy are they talking about? If from the beginning they choose for you your presidents. And so, ladies and gentlemen, personally, I'm not persuaded that the US can do anything. You could have your opinion, but I've given you reasons why I don't think this is valid.